Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello creepy friends, good morning. If you survived all 4 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours of SummerSlam, welcome to Slams and Bobs, and we are going to be discussing, as you guessed, our SummerSlam post-show. I've had about 4.5 hours sleep. I've just been out. I actually had quite a nice morning out, but I have to go to work in a few. So we're going to make this quick because I do have to go downstairs and eat. Before we get any further, we must mention NXT TakeOver from Saturday night. Fabulous show. Like, so amazing. I mean, Bayley and Sasha. What can you say? I think those two ladies stole the show. I know we all love dear old Prince Devitt's entrance, but Jesus Christ. That match was insane. I mean, I read on Facebook that some people were saying, oh, Bayley spent too long rolling around. Well, that's telling a story. Bayley was being the competitor that was made to look weak, but was also the competitor that just wouldn't die. It's kind of a bit like Austin versus Kurt Angle from 2001 SummerSlam, where Kurt Angle just wouldn't give up, but Austin was obviously being the heel because he was in the alliance and blah, blah, blah. It's a little bit like that. I thought it was a great piece of storytelling. I thought the match was insane, and Team Bella, if you think you can even come close to competing at that level, think again. Vince, I've also heard a rumour that apparently you want Eva Marie to be the face of the Divas division. Really, Vince? Really? We do not want that woman as the face of our women's wrestling division. But if you want a model, go and look at bloody Vanity Fair, alright? I don't want that idiot on a wrestling screen. She is not a good wrestler. Apparently she came in and said, I don't need training. Well, I'm sorry, everybody needs training, even those who actually are trained and don't come in and expect to get everything handed to them. You have the choice of the 4 horsewomen, Vince, and you're just gonna want someone like that, what, because she's like 5 foot something, she's got red hair and she's got big boobs that have been done again. I don't care about that. So it's a big 4-hour extravaganza with SummerSlam, and you didn't even bother to do anything with a set. Could have put a bit of effort into it. The crowd were amazing all night. They were just so up for it, so there, so present, so vocal. So we started off, there was no pre-show match, which I'd heard it was going to be the tag match. Apparently it wasn't, so I didn't mind that that made the main card. Sheamus beat Orton. I was kind of surprised by that. I was thinking, as I said, going into SummerSlam, that maybe Sheamus was going to lose and then it would set up for him cashing in at the end, but that didn't happen. I'll be honest, that was my catnap match. And by the sound of it, it wasn't all that great, so I don't think I missed much. Sorry, everybody. Then we did go into the Fatal 4-Way Tag match. So Kofi thinks he's what? Hermes now with the little gold shoes with the wings? Am I getting the right Greek god here? This match had a lot of cool spots. I think every team individually got a chance to shine, which was really refreshing. It wasn't just 2 teams taking over and 2 teams being there for just comedy effect or ladder effect. I guess maybe some of the havoc of the match could have happened a little bit earlier on because it felt like we were waiting for that to happen. But when it did happen, it was amazing. They won. A little bit annoying, but I think the crowd love to hate them, so it's not a bad thing. I think it would have been more a bad thing if Los Matadores had won because I don't think they do a lot for a lot of people. I'm sorry to be harsh there. Rusev versus Dolph. Now Lana finally gets a new outfit away from those suits. I'm quite happy about that. The only thing I'm not happy about is the really, really long, bad hair extensions she's got. I don't like them. I'm sorry. I have to say, I'm not a hair extension person anyway. All this you see is my hair. It's no fake hair. The only dyed piece I have is my stripe here and I have to get that redone. It had a very pants ending, wouldn't you say? Double count out, really? You could have done better. Maybe they're going to lead that somewhere else. Maybe they're going to carry it on because I don't think the 2 of them are done, and I certainly don't think Lana and Summer Rae are done. I think Dolph and Lana and Rusev are doing great. I've never been a Summer Rae fan because, again, she fits into that model category that I just don't want present in my women's division. Just saying. I think especially Lana is really coming out the shining star of this whole storyline. It's nice to see Dolph back. Neville and Steven and Mel versus Stardust and Barrett. I think if people actually thought for a minute that they were going to invite someone like Stephen Mel to a WWE pay-per-view and not have him win, he was always going to win. They're not going to have him come and just like not put him over. That would be stupid. Same as I knew he was going to get the pin overall, as I called last time. Luckily it wasn't Pac doing all the work. Neville did do some work, but Stephen Amell did some work. I was kind of let down by what they put Stephen Amell in, though. I mean, you would have thought, you know, they would have somehow incorporated the Green Arrow thing into it. Maybe brought him out in a costume, not what he was wearing. I mean, I thought the costume made him look kind of rubbish. I'm sorry, I'm not judging Stephen Amell. I'm judging wardrobe, okay? I just didn't feel like it made him look good at all. It just made him look like they pulled him in off the street, which was a shame. Because it had build-up. There had been build-up with him training as well, and they just did nothing, and that's kind of a bit meh. It was a good match. I love Stardust. Stardust's outfit without the sleeves is pretty cool because I imagine that latex gets really, really hot to wear in a ring. I mean, I saw Paul Heyman eventually in the Undertaker match was sweating, so I can only imagine how Cody feels under that outfit. Oh wait, it's not Cody. He's not Cody, he's Stardust. Cody Rhodes is no more. We also have to mention, as we mentioned on this channel before, we had 2 Brits in the same WWE ring on a pay-per-view. Lovely. Lovely. Okay, I see triple threat. Ryback, Big Show and The Miz. The thing when you've got 2 big guys is it either works well or it doesn't work well, and I just don't think Ryback and Big Show blend. I don't think they bring out the best in each other. Miz is there, #1 for comedy effects, but to add that fast-paced side to the match. Ryback retaining is okay. Ryback's only just come back from a massive staph infection, and I do worry that, like, he might still be hurt. So maybe it would have been smarter to let him drop the title and just let him rest a little bit longer. From what I saw, the match did feel a bit rushed. And apparently Ryback was dressed like the Christmas creature, red and green. Okay, I know we have bought the first tubs of sweets in at work, but really, Ryback, you're bringing it in that early? You've got no excuse. We've got every excuse. We have to stock up. You have no excuse. Wyatt's versus The Shield. Well, Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt versus Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns got knocked down quite early on, so poor old Dean Ambrose gets his shirt ripped off. Yes, ladies, you may scream at that. I personally won't. That's Renee Young's job. And Dean Ambrose is just left to be the whipping boy. Bless his heart. Crowd had so much heat on Roman Reigns. I thought we'd gotten past this. I understood it to a point when it comes to WrestleMania and they just pushed him massively. But I thought we got past that, like, hatred for Reigns. I thought he was building himself up quite well, I have to say. When they were rushing it, I was kind of more on the side of the crowd of just stop manufacturing the guy and let him build himself. I think the match definitely met expectations. Ambrose did look like the ultimate strong guy in the match. Maybe I think Luke Harper got a bit lost. Bray Wyatt always looks cool no matter what he does. No one turned at the end of the match, so I'm happy because there will be no purpose to turning Roman Reigns or Dean Ambrose on each other. The WWE title match now. Really? Perhaps we always knew Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker was going to be the final match on the card, but to have it before the end of every other match, really? I'm not sure I agreed with that, but we can all hail the fact that Cena didn't win. The cure continues. Seth Rollins, could you look any more like a condom in that outfit? Really? People called you a condom when you wore the black. You wore white, now you just look even more like a condom. I live in the UK. I have no idea who Jon Stewart is, why he interrupted, but I will say it kind of took a bit of shine off it for me that Seth couldn't just get a legit win. That kind of aggravated me. I'm happy he won over Cena because obviously I didn't want Cena to get another title reign. The women's elimination tag match. Now this did not work the way I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to be an entire elimination and the last, kind of like a bit like Survivor Series, and the last woman standing, one for her team. As it turned out, the minute one member got pinned, the whole team was eliminated. So that just wasn't what I was thinking it was going to be. I'm kind of annoyed as well that Tamina got pinned because she is the biggest woman. She's the bulkiest. She's the largest woman in that ring. I'm not calling her big, but she is the biggest woman. I think it would have been better and slightly more legit if perhaps that hadn't happened and if the Bellas, if maybe Alicia Fox got pinned and eliminated Team Bella first. Maybe I'm just biased because I don't want any of them 3 in that ring at all, especially not the Bella twins. The turnbuckle spots with all the women were great. I suppose they have a tough act to follow after Bayley and Sasha Banks. They must have... I can only imagine what certainly Paige was sitting there thinking, watching that, she's going, oh my God, we've got to go out and try and compete with this. I'm not going to say anything to do with the Bellas, because they've probably looked at that and gone, well, we're better than that. And then the legit fans are sitting there going, you two are useless. I know I'm going to get heat for that. I'm sorry, the Bella Twins are not wrestlers. You are entitled to like them all you want, but one day you will learn. And also, Nikki nearly went headfirst to the floor when she and Brie did suicides. So, you know, it's a good match. It had time, and that's what we wanted, I suppose. I am very shocked with the overall winner, though. I thought Charlotte was going to get the pin and win. I'm really happy for Becky Lynch to get it, though. I think that was quite a bit of a shock. And Stephanie said that the overall winner would get richly rewarded. I heard a rumour recently that apparently the Divas Revolution wasn't meant to happen like this. Apparently, Charlotte was supposed to come in, challenge Nikki, win the title, and then Sasha and Becky were going to follow in, challenge, no one could touch them, and that was how the Divas Revolution was going to start. Apparently, and it's just hearsay, it's just another one of these rumours that's probably true. Apparently, Nikki didn't like that. Nikki went to Cena. Cena went to Vince. Idea got nixed. That sounds like the thing that would happen backstage, because as we all know, they think they're the best and they're the queens. When they're not, they're useless, and like 99% of us don't like them. Point was, the right team won. Happy days. Owens versus Cesaro. I think I was a bit harsh on this match in the pre-show. It has had build-up over the last few weeks, and they have had a good little war going on. What is all this crap I keep hearing about people criticising Kevin Owens' physique? Mick Foley. Mick Foley was a big guy who did very, very well and is now a Hall of Famer. He did not need to be Triple H, and he did not need to be a John Cena and be bodybuilding every day. Look at what Kevin Owens can do. The guy does moonsaults, he does flips in the corner of the ring. It's freaking awesome. Vince, you just need to shut up about people being muscular. Alright, it doesn't work that way anymore. We like all different shapes. And what are you saying to people? Oh, that you need to be this, you need to look like this to succeed. No, you need to be any size to succeed. Daniel Bryan proved that to us. Kevin Owens proved that to us. Stop saying that he's not good enough because he's not a 6 foot something with tons of muscles. Get over it, seriously. Owens won. I was perfectly happy about that. I know Cesaro is very popular. He's just not my kind of guy, I don't think. I just can't get into him. Good match. Of course, then we had the last match. Taker versus Brock. I do wonder if it devalues the main title because the main title wasn't on last. But I'm still happy it's the last match because it has had the most build-up, and I think despite the fact that we've complained that they keep showing the VTs of that night after Battleground, we were all hyped up for this match. I don't care what anybody says. The minute that started, we were all like, ah! I love the Undertaker's entrance, but the funny thing with Taker's entrance is that bell tolls and then just the crowd go quiet and everyone's just like, shut up, shut up, he's coming out, he's coming out. Yes! The minute you see him, everyone cheers, but until then, everyone's quiet. It's the same when he goes in the ring to cut a promo. He comes into the ring and everyone, shut up, he's going to talk. And everyone just sits and listens. It's the ultimate form of respect, and I love that so much that so many wrestling fans still do that. Physically, this is the best we've seen Taker look in years. The fact that he's got some hair growing back, he does not suit the buzz. With that mohawk, I felt like it made him look really old. He'd also lost more weight. So the fact that he's definitely put weight on now and changed the attire up slightly, I feel it definitely makes him look better. I did notice his slight thinning on the crown though. Skinny Taker just doesn't work. It was indeed a war. It was the war we wanted. It was brilliant. I think the best moment of all though was, ha ha. That was the best moment, that psychotic laugh. I was sitting there and suddenly Brock Lesnar laughed and then Taker, I just went, Taker laughed. Ah, that was scary. It was so scary. The only other time I've seen Undertaker laugh in a wrestling ring was when he cut the promo from 2001 with Kane, and Kane said, I'm laughing on the inside. And he cracked up and you saw it, and there's a cat that's come to visit us. The ending was a little distracting. Now, I pride myself on knowing that The Undertaker said on his This Is My Yard DVD that he would never tap out. I did see him do this. The other thing I'm thinking is that perhaps, if that's true, well, people are going to get told off. Maybe he just tapped Undertaker to maybe Taker was tapping Brock to say too tight to loosen it up, because I know that they do that sometimes. You can almost time your watch by that phone, can't you? It could, however, just be a cover-up for Taker doing the low blow on Brock Lesnar. I did love the end. He finally gets him in the triangle choke again, and Brock just sits there and goes, I love that. Don't like to see Brock Lesnar tap out, because I think that kind of, I'm going to say devalues again. I feel like that kind of takes a bit of shine off Lesnar and his strength. I would have preferred for Taker to get the pin on Lesnar rather than knock him out. But it was an okay end. I would have preferred, again, like with Seth Rollins, the legit end. Kane wasn't seen anywhere, so obviously maybe we're not going to WrestleMania with that. All in all, it was a very good show. However, I don't feel that it compared to NXT the night before, and NXT was 2 hours shorter than SummerSlam. Thank you very much for watching this long show again. I'm sorry that I keep going on with you about WWE. This is the next pay-per-view. This is the next date it's on. This is when I will be back with WWE, unless we get something horrible or something monumental happen before then. NXT will be in the UK in December, and I'm going to try my darndest to get the right date off so that I can go to that show. I don't know if I'm going to be able to yet, though, because it's in December and we're not allowed certain time off after December for Christmas. I will see everybody again for more stuff. Bye, everyone.